Welcome back to another video lecture of social management, the topic that we are discussing on the Master of Social Works curriculum. So, in that we had discussed many things like what is society, what is community, what are the assets that are there in the community, and what are the things that are required to use that assets to its optimum utilization, we can say. And we also learned that how we can map these assets and make an action plan to use those assets to its optimum. So, by that we have known many things, and in today's class we are going to discuss a very important aspect of the community that is always there, or we can say that is an inevitable part of the community, that is the interdependence of the community. And in economic term, if we will say, the major part of the community, that is the market. And in today's class we are going to read on that. So without much delay, let's start our class of today. This is a very common definition of a market that we all grow up with, that a market is a place where buyers and sellers come together to transact with each other. And in economies, or in economists' term, if we will describe that, it is a market as coming together of the buyers and sellers, that is an arrangement where buyers and sellers come in direct or indirect contact to sell or buy goods and services. In other words, if we say that a market is a set of classifications that are arranged where economic representatives can freely exchange their funds or products with each other. So, we can say that the market economy is based on the production economy. So, as the products we are producing, or as per the production, the market economy will go. So, if you will see that a market economy is defined as a system where the production of goods and services are set according to the changing desires and abilities of the market players. So, that is what the market economy is. And this market economy allows the market to operate freely in accordance with the law of supply and demand. So, supply and demand is the force, or that are the factors which is determining, or which is the operating force behind the market, and that is how the market economy is constructed. So, what are the characteristics of this market economy? Let us have a look on that. The individuals are allowed to profit from private ownership of business and property. Ownership rights are not only for the government as in a command economy. So, and market economy is just a different thing from the command economy. And if we will see that this market economy is driven by the private ownership, or as we have already discussed that this market economy is been done or is been executed as per the demand and supply of the market. But the command economy is something which is centralized, or which is governed by the government. Another characteristic of market economy, if we will see, that is the market players are free to produce, sell and purchase as they please, subject to government regulations on illegal products. So, the market is motivated by individuals trying to sell their offerings to the highest offer, or while simultaneously attempting to buy the least for goods and services that they need. Other characteristics of market economy, if you see, that there is competition is present among the producers, which keeps prices fair and ensures efficient production and supply. And the players enjoy equal access to relevant information on which to base their decisions. Apart from that, another characteristic of market economy is that the government plays a limited role in a market economy, but performs a regulatory function to ensure fair play and less monopoly. So, these are the characteristic of the market economy is. So, while we are talking of a community, market is the major part, or it is the significant contributor to the community, and the development of the community depends on the market. As we have discussed about the market economy, it is the market in which there is free marketship, we can say, or there is a freedom in the market, and the market is being operated according to the demand and supply of the buyer and the seller. And this market economy, as is driven by the demand and supply, the producers and the buyers or the end users are most significant in that market economy. And the government had less role to play in this market economy as the adverse of the command economy, as we have said. In command economy, the government is the one who is going to regulate or who is going to operate the market or the economy. But in market economy, according to the demand of the market or according to the drive of the producers or the sellers and even the buyers, or we can say more technically that according to the demand and supply, the market is driven. So, this is what market economy and the characteristic of market economy is. Now, what are these markets specifically and how we are going to have the different categories of market? Let's have a look. So, a market economy is a system where the laws of supply and those of demand direct the production of goods and services. So, the production and services are dependent on the demand and the supply, because that is what the market economy system is saying. And the supply includes natural resources, capital and the labor that are included in that market. So, these are the supplying agents. And the demand is including the purchase by the consumers, the business and the government. So, this is what the market economy is. Now, let us have a classification of market and see that how many types of market we might have. So, this market could be categorized on the basis of the place or area. So, it can also be classified on the basis of time, on the basis of function and on the basis of the competition that is there in the market. On the basis of place, if we will see, this market could be again of another 4 types, that are the local market, regional market, national market and international market. That are the categories of market on the basis of the place or area where the market is operating. On the basis of time, if we will see, that market could be a daily market or a very short period market, it could be a short market, it could be a long period market or it could be a secular market. And if we will see on the basis of the function, this market could be of mixed market, it could be specialized market, it could also be a sample market, and it can be a marketing by the grades. And if you will see, according to the competition in the market, market is of 2 types, that is perfect market and imperfect market. So, this is how the market could be classified in these 4 broad categories on the basis of the place where we are doing it, on the basis of the time for which we are doing it, on the basis the function that the market is doing, and according to the competition that is there in the market, this market can be classified in these 4 broad categories. If we see on the basis of the place or area, this market could be, as we know, is a local market. Local market is a market in which the buyers and sellers are limited to the local or region or the area, and they usually sell perishable goods of daily use and since the transportation of such goods can be expensive, so they are limited to themselves to the locality or to the regional area. So they are the local marketees, or they constitute the local market. If you see the examples, they could be the sales of vegetable, fish, eggs, milk, etc., which are basically the perishable goods, and they constitute the local market. If you see the regional markets, these markets cover a wider and are more broad than the local markets. Like if you say as of a district or a cluster of a few smaller states, they form the regional market. National market is when the demand for the goods is limited to one specific country, or the government may not allow the trade of such goods outside national boundaries. So that forms the national market when the market is limited within a state's boundary, that is the national market. And international market, when we are saying on the basis of the place, the demand for the product is international, or we can say that there is market for that particular product outside the boundary of the nation, and the goods are also traded internationally in bulk quantities. So we call it an international market. If we will see on the basis of the time, as we have said already, the market could be a very short period market. So this is when the supply of the goods is fixed, and so it cannot be changed instantaneously. So for example, the market for flowers, vegetables, fruits, etc., the price of goods will depend on the demand of these products, and these products will have a life of very short time. So they are termed as very short period market, and these include also the perishable goods which will last for very short period of time. Next is the short period market. The market is slightly longer than the previous one. Here the supply can be slightly adjusted. That means it is not perishable within a very short period of time. It will take it might take a longer period of time to sustain that particular product in the market. So they are under the short period market. Next we have long period market. Here the supply can be changed easily by scaling the production. So it can change according to the demand of the market. So the market will determine equilibrium price in time. So this is long period market, where we have a considerable period of time or a significant period of time to do the marketing of the product. So it is called as long period market. Another category of market that we include on the basis of time, that is secular period market. The secular period is very long. Here the supply has upper hand in the determination of the price, and it will have a very long period of time for the market to sustain for say 10 years or more, that is secular period market. Now on the basis of function also we have different categories of market, that are mixed market. Mixed market means is that market where several types of goods are purchased and sold simultaneously. There is a mixture of products that is available in that market, that is why it is called as mixed market. So this type of market is mostly found in villages where almost all goods are available at one place. This is also called general market, which we term as the mixed market. We can also have specialized market. Specialized market is that market where only one kind of goods are sold and purchased. These are specialized, or these are specially designed for a particular good or commodity. They are the specialized market. For example, we can say only wheat market or cloth market or any other commodities market where we can find that particular commodity. And this type of market is mostly found in metropolitan cities or towns. Another type of market that is there is the sample market. Sample market is that where goods are purchased and sold as a specimen of any variety of goods. In this market, purchaser only sees the specimen of goods and place order for the goods. That is the sample market, where we have sample of various goods at one place. We can have the sample, or we can see the variety of goods sample there, and according to our choice or according to our requirement, we can give our order and have the product of that particular variety. That is what sample market is. We can see the example like the woolen cloths are purchased by seeing only sample booklets, or we can say the textile even can be purchased by seeing only the sample booklets. There we have the samples, and from there we are choosing the variety and placing the order. We can have marketing by grades. If we will see that in this market, goods are purchases and sold according to the grades it is having. It means the goods are first classified into various grades as per the quality of the goods, and in this market, purchaser has not to see the variety or quality of the goods, but purchasers are made according to the grades. So, it is quite different from the sample market. Here we have different grade of the goods. That means according to the quality of the goods, we graded the goods, and purchaser have the choice of choosing from the grades of the goods that are available for a particular commodity. So, that is what marketing by grades is. Another basis of categorizing the market is on the basis of competition, and if we will see, that could be two types, as we have said. That could be a perfect market competition or an imperfect market competition. And a perfect market is a market is said to be perfect when all the potential sellers and buyers are promptly aware of the prices at which transactions take place, and all the offers made by other sellers and buyers, and when any buyer can purchase from any seller and conversely. That is what perfect market is. And the prevalence of the same price for the same commodity or at the same time is the essential characteristics of a perfect market. And under such a condition, the price of a commodity will tend to be the same. Every quality of the commodity is regarded as a separate commodity. So, that is what perfect competition is. That means when there is a good number of competitors in the market, or when the competition is perfect, that means the variety of products and the variety of the sellers are there and there is perfect competition among them. That is the perfect market. And other one that we are having is the imperfect market. So, this imperfect market is a market is said to be imperfect when some buyers or sellers or both are not aware of the offers being made by others. Naturally, therefore, different prices come to prevail for the same commodity at the same time in an imperfect market. In this imperfect market, we could have various types, that could be monopoly, duopoly, oligopoly and the monopsony. So, these could be the imperfect market situations that could happen. So, these are the types of market that we can have in an market economy that we have discussed. It could be the market on the basis of the area or the place or the locality in which we are operating. It could be a local market, it could be a regional market, it could be a national or international market on the area or up to which we can do the market or where we are setting up our market is. According to the time also, we can have different categories or different types of market. It could be a very short period of time on for which we are setting up the market. It could be a short period of time, it could be a long period of time, or even it could be a secular market, what we have discussed. According to the function, we discussed that it could be a mixed market, it could be a specialized market, it could be a sample market, and even we can have market according to the grade of product that we are going to sold. And According to the competition also, we have said that it could be a perfect competition market or imperfect competition market. So, there are so many types or categories of market that could be there in a community, or the producers of a community can be having, or the operators of the community can be having. The specific thing, if we will see in the terms of social work, what we are saying when we are talking of development of the particular community, we are focusing on the local market. So, what is this local market? What are the component of this local market, and how this local market can be enriched, and what are the things that are to be looked after in the local market that will be enhancing or accelerating the development of the community, that we are going to discuss in our next class. For today's, this is all. Keep watching. Thank you.